I, I have been noticing a big issue with agriculture, that is the inefficiencies in agricultural farming and other problems. So I had noticed recently that for the growing plants, we use a lot of land for growing the plants in order to feed the people and also to use for other purposes. And also there is other inefficiencies like the soil is not very good for growing plants in some most areas, and also like deforestation for urbanization and the other issues like the climate change that can affect the plant's growth and also minimize the yield. So to combat this and to find a solution, I had made AgraIoT. So AgraIoT is a smart farm designed for solving the problems in agriculture. Okay, so for this smart farm, it uses a variety of sensors and other hardware to control the environment for the plants. So here we can see this humidity sensor that also measures temperature and humidity. And we have other sensors like soil moisture sensors that you can see here. So these sensors actually check the soil moisture and content in the soil and measure how much water needs to be poured into the soil. Then we have here the flow sensor. So flow sensor does is that it allows to measure how much water we are using, so we can increase the efficiency for about the usage of water in our farm. Then we have the cooler. We have the temperature sensor for our cooler. So this allows us to check the temperature of our cooling system that allows to change the temperature of the water that is being used for irrigation. Then we have other sensors that are built into the control box. This control box has sensors like the voltage, current sensors that are used for running on battery power. Then we also can view all sensor information through this display. So that means everything we can see here, like for example water, then also the temperature, humidity, everything we can see through this display. This also is like a standalone unit. You can use it as, but also you can use it over the web connection. So these are like some of the sensor parts that we are using for the soil sensor, these boards. Yeah. Okay, so then now let's move on to the fan. We'll move on to the outputs. So we have here these fans that actually provide airflow into the system and allows for the circulation of air inside for the plants. So it allows for the movement of carbon dioxide and oxygen so that the plants can easily exchange it. And also another thing is that we have here humidifiers. So these humidifiers allow for changing the humidity of the environment. So when the humidity sensor detects a decrease in humidity, these humidifiers will activate. So they can manage the environment humidity for the plants for optimal growth. Then we also have a water pump system that is integrated into this jar. So this jar is filled with water that allows for us to pump water into the system for irrigation and also help for the humidifier. So we have this ultrasonic sensor that is located here. So this sensor allows us to measure the depth of the water in the tank and also be able to know how much water we are consuming and when we need to refill it. We can also, for a larger scale, we can put this in a large tank, water tank that can be used for large systems. Yeah. So then we also have the cooler. So as I have mentioned before, this cooler can also cool the water and also even heat up the water. So depending on the external conditions, this cooler system can help manage the water temperature at a perfect temperature for the plant's growth. Then also we have these lights. These all lights are we are using to help for optimizing the growth and also for photosynthesis and other chemical processes for the plants. So these lights, we have here a warm white LED, then we have the cold white LED, then we also have a red and blue LEDs. So these LED strips together can allow for the broad spectrum of light that allows for the plants to utilize that for their growth. And also each floor we have the separate set of fans and humidifiers that allow for the independent control of the system. So that means each floor has their own features. And this also allows us to grow multiple types of plants in different environment sets. I have designed this smart controller that is designed to control this farm. So it uses a lot of hardware and technologies that are built and incorporated in the system. So I can show you. So I just now turned it off for easy access. Okay. So this is all the hardware that is running inside the system. So the main processors that is doing all the actual sensor automations and other things are these two boards. So these two boards manage everything and control the whole system. Then we have the power supply that is located below all of this hardware. So the hardware on the top is actually basically to control the lights, the pumps and every other features like the fans and control system. So then this is another processor board that is just used for in case of any emergency, this runs as backup. So that's what we have here. So these two boards actually communicate everything about the farm's status and every information about the sensors and even the controls through Wi-Fi. So they can do through Wi-Fi, or for the larger setup we can run with Ethernet cables. So this system directly talks to a Raspberry Pi, and that Raspberry Pi acts as our web server. But also we can use any other computer as the web server for the system. So this is our software. So through this software we can control the whole system and like all of the farm settings and also even other attributes. So through this software we are able to view all the sensors information. So like example for humidity, so we can see here for floor 1 we have the humidity sensor. So we can also view like their statistics and other things. So we have temperature, we have also soil moisture, we also have the water levels that is over here, then also temperature and the flow rate and even the cooler temperature. And also we have here the UI for controlling the system remotely. So this means that even anywhere in the world I can control this system without needing cloud access, because this thing is fully local. So we can also integrate cloud access, so that maybe if you are on a separate network and you want to be able to access this thing, you can do. And also that means like if you are maybe for example in another country like UK or maybe in USA, we can also view this whole system, or any other country. So we can even control all the functionality of the smart farm through this. Like even I can turn on the water pump. See, now it's running the water pump and it's pumping water through the whole system. This we can use for irrigation of the system. Yeah. Then also we have other controls like controlling the lights, that allows to change everything automatically, or even to manual control. So one benefit is that this system can be very flexible. So that means not only just one very unique thing is that this software allows for scalability. So if you have like a very large farm setup or maybe multiple of these farms, you can run it all through together through the software, and it's very easy to integrate. And also if you need to update the firmware, it's very easy. Just need to connect to the device, upload the firmware, and it's done. So you can also do so many other cool stuff with this software, or even you can also use cameras with this. So that means for example if I have a camera on each floor, I can view it through the software and also be able to use artificial intelligence to understand whatever is happening in the farm, and also we can understand the status of the system. So this smart farm system offers a wide range of benefits and other advantages. So this system can be used in any situation as we want. So for example, maybe underground, or maybe in a place like our house, or even maybe in a flat or a large building, we can use this kind of system. You can also use this in space, because this is one of the biggest advantages of the system, is that it's very modular and also very scalable. So that means if you want to send it in a rocket, it's very easy, because even the size of this one, you can maybe grow like a number of plants and also get the fruits and vegetables from this very easily. Because this compact structure means you can easily put it in the payload space for a satellite in a rocket, and maybe take it to another planet like Mars or any other planets that is having the proper environment. We can grow this. This also you can run with oxygen system, like oxygen generator by itself, or even it can also manage like water filtration and everything through external components. So one more thing is that this farm also has another benefit, is that it's very efficient. That means not is just a space, just water, it's very energy efficient. That means the electricity that's being used in the system can run on batteries. We can even run on these kind of batteries, which are like, this is just a 12-volt battery, but you can run on large sets of these batteries just to run maybe like few hundred farms, and also even you can run it with solar panels like this. So these kind of solar panels can power the system during the daytime, and during the night we can run with these kind of batteries. And not yet, this whole smart farm controller has the integrated features that can allow it to manage all of this thing at the same time and through live measurement of its sensors. Then there is another benefit, is that this is very easy to transport. That means even as it is now, you can just enclose it and then you can take it anywhere we want. Like already we had done this so many times, like transporting it to the exhibition places, so we can exhibit the project, and it's actually quite easy when it compares, because we can immediately disconnect this controller box, and you can just cover the sides of this farm, and you can easily take it. And also even if you want, you can drain all the fluid from the system very easily. Yeah, and there is a lot of other advantages, is that this whole system requires less carbon footprint, because the thing is that it is absorbing all of the carbon dioxide from the environment and it's converting it into oxygen. So you can actually consider this like its own oxygen generator. So that means maybe in the future we can have maybe like a few years later, maybe full buildings full of these farms that could generate or possibly generate oxygen from the carbon dioxide that's in the air. So that means maybe these things can be called as oxygen towers. So other advantages include like maybe it's upcyclable. That means we can recycle and reuse many parts in the system. And also that so one more reason why it's modular, is the modular approach allows us to maybe make it for different configurations. So maybe for example you have one full warehouse that you wanted to grow the many special type of plants. So we can even arrange it for you in the way you like. And also we can adjust the software, the controller hardware, everything we can change very easily. And also we can do minute adjustments through the software and also through the physical hardware. And this system is a full bridge between the technology that is available and also with the systems that we have for farming. And this is one of the greatest projects I had worked on, because this is a combination of the effort, the research and the work that was done to make this happen. And I have also noticed that this thing works very well. That means like it's able to grow plants at a much more significantly faster rate than the regular plants, because these plants were able to grow up like within like 2 days, 2 to 3 days in a very in this kind of environment. When we compare it to normally these kind of same exact plants growing in without this farm, we notice that it would take like 4 to 5 days. But with this thing, it is kind of shocking that it only took like 2 to 3 days. And I was actually kind of impressed, because normally this kind of system, it's just maybe a gamble, because you don't know whether this actually fully works. But I can assure you that this thing works the best. So some other unique advantages of this smart farm system is that it also can control the pest. That means normally in the conventional farming system, we have to use pesticides in order to get rid of insects from destroying the plants. But for this kind of system, we can put in an enclosed chamber that is having good cooling and also good air filtration. So that means we can avoid insects and other pests that are coming, and also this allows the plants to be 100% organic, and also their products like maybe the fruits and vegetables to be fully 100% organic. Then other advantages include that this system can be placed in maybe a cooler or maybe like a storehouse that allows for very low temperatures. So for example, like plants like in Kashmir there is one type of plant called saffron. So that saffron can be grown in this kind of smart farm system even in parts of Kerala, because the reason why is that normally when we grow saffron it requires very low temperatures and also certain other attributes of the environment that is there in Kashmir. But here we don't have that. So to combat with this, we come up with a solution of adding external cooling that allows the plants to grow at very low temperatures and reach their optimal growing conditions. And also one more advantage is that it allows to be grown in maybe underground. So that means if you consider a place like a cave or maybe underground tunnel, we can have a lot of these smart farms built underground to grow plants. So that means it doesn't require need to be always on the surface of the earth. It can all happen underground. That allows us to save more surface area and also be able to use it for other things. But also this gives us an advantage of the scalability, because normally when we build things above the surface, we are creating a lot of extra material and other pollution, maybe like the scenic pollution, other things. But once we do this underground, means you don't even notice it's there. But when you go underground, you can see the amazing plants that are growing in the system.